My name is Martin Roppolo. My wife Rose and I are residents at Sunnyview Retirement Home in Cupertino. We celebrated our 64th wedding anniversary on February 8th, my birthday on February 13th, and Rose's birthday on February 22nd. February is quite a month for us, and I want to tell it the way I remember it when Rose and I were married in 1910. I was born in 1889 in Lead City, South Dakota, a mining town in the Black Hills. My family came to San Francisco in 1903, and we lived at 26 and Castro Streets. Rose and her family lived on Army Street. Rose was a beautiful girl, and when I met her, I fell hard. I courted Rose for about a year, but when I told Rose's mother that we wanted to get married, Mother Dismeyer said I was too young. Finally, she said I would have to provide a home for Rose to show I was man enough to get married. Well, I said I would build a house for her. I was 20 years old at the time, and there were only two problems. I had no lot and no money. Mrs. Dismeyer, Rose's mother, was a widow with 4 girls to raise. She made her living by taking in washing. She also did housework for the Sutro family. She told me later that she had talked to Mr. Sutro about me and had asked him whether or not she should give me one of the lots she owned. He told her if I was an honest boy to go ahead and give me a lot. I chose one at the top of the hill on Army Street, next door to Mrs. Dismeyer, but I still didn't have any money. At that time, my mother owned a few shares of stock in the Bank of Italy. She put in a good word for me, and a man came from the bank to appraise the property. There were no automobiles then, and he came out on a 24th Street car. He was 4 blocks up the hill from the car to the lot. Mrs. Dismeyer and I were waiting for him. He walked all around, putting his nose in everything and asking a million questions. And finally, he left, saying he would let us know. He started down the hill, and I called to him, "What'd you say your name is? I didn't hear it." He looked back over his shoulder. "My name is Giannini, Emmanuel Giannini." Mr. Giannini approved the loan, and he sure kept track of the operation. At least once a week, he climbed the hill to see how the work was going. My best friend then was a boy named Guido. His father was a contractor, so he drew up some plans, which the bank approved, and we started. It was a problem getting material up the hill to the lot. We tried several ways, all of them hard and slow. Finally, we hit on one that worked. We would load the gravel and the lumber and the cement and any other stuff we needed into 3 wagons, each pulled by 2 horses. At the foot of the hill, we would unhitch 2 of the wagons and put the extra horses onto one. It took 6 horses on 1 wagon to get it up the hill. At last, the house was completed, and Rose and I were married in St. Paul's at 29th and Church Street. St. Paul's is still standing, and so is our little house. I don't know who lives in it now, but I hope they are happy there as Rose and I were.